everyone. Welcome to Parkscope Unprofessional Podcast Hour. My name is Joe, and I am enjoying a lovely Wet One Slippery by Who Farted Brewing. It is brewed with passion fruit. It is delicious. It's their rotating Dippa, and it has Tutti Fruttis added, and it is delicious.
All right, Joe. No one cares.
So, joining me tonight, actually is a very special guest. It's Amelia. Nick, how is Amelia doing?
She is trying to look behind me at the floor, I guess. I don't know. I'm holding her right now. She's kind of like leaned back, looking over my shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a box that I brought home from my parents' house this past weekend on the floor. Now she's looking up at the light, so...
Okay, that's cute.
She's being a baby.
Yeah, pretty much. Nick, how are you doing?
I'm good. You know, it's been a little chilly, but it's all right. Doing good. I'm just working.
Definitely, yep. Also joining us tonight is Sean. Sean, how are you doing?
Doing good.
How's your snow day going?
It wasn't bad. The snow was like so heavy because it was like half snow, half like sleet.
Half slush because it was still like the ground was still warm-ish.
Yeah, so it was like a bitch and a half to shovel, but otherwise it was good.
What is this snow you speak of?
Something I didn't get enough of this year.
Something that we still got too much of this year, I think, but...
Retweet Sean.
Yeah, because not enough people have died in it, I guess. I don't know. I just... snow's the worst. It is the worst. Although...
No hurricane.
I gotta say, though, at least the snow hasn't gotten to the point this year where there's, like hundreds of feet of it in, like, parking lots and malls that are all gray. If you know what I'm talking about, Sean?
Yeah.
We haven't gotten that level yet, where you just get that mound that doesn't melt until like June of just gray, sooty snow of disgustingness. So, yeah. Anyway, welcome to one of our first like normal episodes in a while. Sorry, it's been kind of crazy for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah. Nick had a child.
Yep.
Sean is Sean.
Yep.
I'm still me, with all my craziness going on. But the good news is that Sean and I now have Nintendo Switches, so we can have a good time. Yay! Play Zelda, all the Zelda.
Good time.
And I have a child, so I can't afford one.
Well, you have a Nintendo Switch too. It's just like you switch between handheld mode where you're holding the baby, and you switch between then TV mode where you put the baby on like.
I just have a 3DS.
3DS ain't anything to sneeze at, in my opinion.
I like it.
Get that new Pokemon, bro.
I need to get that.
Yeah, it's really good. You'll probably get it for used on GameStop.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's really, really good.
All right.
So,
let's get this going, because I got to get off of here in a few minutes.
Yes, exactly. So we're going to make this a short one. So let's start off real quick. Joffrey's opened in Tomorrowland. Yay. It took over the DVC booth. And now everyone,
really?
Yeah, and now everyone thinks Tomorrowland's going to get a major redo for some odd reason. Yeah, it's exactly the same thing. We're like, they changed the Great Movie Ride to add that guy who just died. They must be...
R.I.P. Robert Osborne.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, they must be changing everything at Hollywood Studios now. It's like, nope, sorry, guys. So...
Well, it's got a nice sign, that new place.
It's cool.
Yeah.
It looks like old Tomorrowland, but just because you get an intern who likes the old aesthetics of Tomorrowland doesn't mean like they're going to do a $500 million refurb of the land.
Well, and that's DVC money, too, so...
Yeah.
Good point, yeah.
Well, I don't know. If it would become a coffee stop, would that be DVC money, or would that be...
Well, if they're moving the DVC place, maybe
maybe that was the
partially
reasoning?
DVC. Maybe it's partially DVC money. I don't know. So actually,
where's DVC moving?
I don't know. Got me. So actually, talking about DVC real quick.
It's replacing Carousel of Progress, and we'll rotate between the different resort malls.
It's going to be a history of vacation clubs. You're gonna start off in the early '90s with the Disney Vacation Club, and it's going to turn into the Old Key West. And then you're going to end in the future, basically Bay Lake Towers.
When All Star Sports is a DVC.
Yeah, exactly. So talking about DVC, Wilderness Lodge, they opened their new
Geyser Point thing.
The Geyser Point thing. That looks cool.
Yeah.
I hear mixed things about the food. Like quality, I hear is pretty good. Quantity, not so good. But it definitely has the best beer on tap in Walt Disney World, which is the God, what was it? Elysian does it. The Elysian beer is really, really good on tap. I think Space Dust, I think it's called. I think it's brewed with Galaxy hops, hence the name. So, that's a really good beer. Definitely the best beer on property. So if you guys ever want definitely the best beer on property, hop on over to Wilderness Lodge. Any guys' thoughts on that real quick?
It looks good.
Oh, hey, look who's back. Also joining us is Lane. Lane, how are you doing?
Good evening, Parkscope Nation. I was running real hot until about 30 seconds ago.
You were... Did you get fixed?
No, I broke it. I literally Hulk handsed my own laptop, you guys. I picked it up to plug a USB port in, and I heard a crack, and I was like trying to force a USB port to an HDMI box, and like holding one corner of a $200 Asus laptop. And then I tried to bend it back, and it snapped worse. So I'm on my phone tonight.
That's amazing.
You need to stop working out, Lane. You're just too strong.
I gotta do better. Sorry about this, guys.
You just have those
phone jack. And I'm ready to podcast.
You have those iron worker hands where you just like pick up the laptop and you just crush it.
I literally throw ductwork half of every day. It makes perfect sense. I just shouldn't deal with small flimsy things right after pushing heavy things.
Yeah, you should get a laptop made of metal.
But enough with me breaking stuff. Let's talk about Misadventure Falls.
Actually, we're talking about crazy enough. We're talking about Geyser Point right now, Wilderness Lodge.
Okay,
it looks good.
Where is it? Obviously, it's by the pool. Is it like to the right?
It's like a pool bar. I think it's to the left, if I want to say.
To the left.
It's like closer to where the boats pick up.
Now switch.
Yeah.
In what was just woods.
Yeah.
I love Wilderness Lodge so much, but I probably haven't been in 3 years. Because it was just too construction-y that whole time.
Or far away, I mean, in general.
No, I like staying over there, but it's you gotta go to it. Or it's Wilderness Lodge is one of the best spots to go if you don't have a ticket.
Yeah, it's a nice place to just go chill.
You can get a lot of Disney World feeling happiness if you don't have a ticket there. Because you can ride boats, you can see stuff, the food's good, the fireplaces are nice.
There's some good napping nooks.
Yeah.
Whispering Canyon for breakfast is legit.
Yeah, it has a restaurant, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
And the restaurant, if you like bison. Or sorry, buffalo. How much buffalo's on the menu at Geyser Point?
Just the burger, I think.
Yeah,
right?
actually, I think just a bison burger or a buffalo.
I haven't looked at the menu.
More like
other than the beer menu.
burger.
I mean, it looks. That whole area looks nice. I'm wondering though if like them expanding all this. I guess how many rooms are they actually adding? They're not adding that much, are they?
No.
No, but the way they cluster fudged all the monorails with all the monorail hotels, and I include Wilderness Lodge in that, with more rooms, and didn't really add restaurants.
Yeah.
That they almost have to go back and put one at the Flow Poly and Contemporary as well, just because there's too many people and not enough places to eat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You would think they would, but
you would think they would. You would like for them to.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about Misadventure Falls now.
Woohoo!
Yeah, so I think this is the
thing.
Yeah, it's the second ride since opening. I think Typhoon Lagoon's added, and it is.
We're famously pro Typhoon Lagoon on this podcast.
Yeah. Well, I
love Typhoon Lagoon.
I mean, technically,
I also love it so much.
It's technically the fourth slide, but the second major attraction because I'm counting.
Yeah, because Crush and Gusher was all one.
It's like one complex.
Yeah.
So, this is a brand new family water slide, like raft ride. I would say, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, it's a raft ride.
Like a 4-person or an 8-person?
4.
Okay,
yeah.
The smaller
at
one.
The most.
You can do more fun stuff with that.
At the most, it's 4.
Videos.
If you have some big guys, it might only be 3.
So just me and you, Nick, is what you're saying?
Yeah. We would chill, Lane, just me and you.
Me, Joe, and Mike could all ride.
Yeah, it's just a leg girth situation that we'd have to deal with.
Probably. That's what I'm thinking from the videos I've seen.
Yeah. So.
Well, I think it sounds really fun. I want to go.
So Misadventure Falls, brand new family raft ride. has hashtag story, I guess.
It has hashtag the parrot.
Yeah, it looks okay. There's a parrot audio animatronic on. Of course, of all the places to put it, it's on the lift hill, so you can't see it in the queue line. I thought it would be in the queue line, and you get to see it for a while.
The lift hill's a good spot to put an AA.
The tail's good.
So the problem with putting it in the queue line is it has to have like a 2 or 3 minute loop.
But that's more than enough that they could program.
It's good where it's at. I don't.
Okay, I think Sean, you go by it too quick.
You go by it way too quick.
Like are you supposed to like be hearing what he's saying the entire time because like you hear like a sentence?
No, you're not supposed to hear him. You're just supposed to see him and say, "Hey, that's cool. I've never seen that before on a water slide. This is a game changer."
Hashtag game changer.
Is it a whole different experience at night?
Show lighting.
I mean, it looks cool, but like, I don't know. It seems like an odd placement for the animatronic.
I mean, it's sort of like Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, where like all the awesome audio animatronics, you like whiz by real quick, and then you're parked in front of the boring ones for the longest time.
It would actually be like cooler if he was at the top of the lift hill and you went through like the boat opening, the drop. So like you got,
and he was like above you or something.
Up. Yeah,
and you got to see him for a while, way more.
Yeah,
or the queue line or something like that. I don't know.
I'm not a fan of them in the queue because then they just remove them like they did Potato Head and add more queue space.
They removed Potato Head because he didn't work.
They could have fixed him.
And Buzz Lightyear.
So when was the last time? Okay, so
they could have fixed him or put a strobe light on him.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, allegedly, Potato Head's going to come back.
Allegedly.
Yeah,
Oh, well, I guess when they reopen the land.
Yeah.
So, how many times have people seen him remove his ear in the queue line?
I saw it during during cast member previews.
I've never seen it.
Like the year it opened a few times. Like he did it. I think I
saw it in DCA.
I never saw him remove his ear ever.
I also saw him drop his ear.
I saw him one time with the ear on the ground.
Yeah.
Like I walked in the queue and the ear was already on the ground.
That's pretty funny.
Hooray!
You know, okay, so another question. Has anyone seen the Luxo audio animatronic that used to be?
Yes.
I've never seen it. I wanted to see it so bad. I waited an hour to see it.
There's a Luxo animatronic?
There used to be.
A long time ago.
Way up high.
Like right outside the restrooms on the right-hand side.
Oh, that guy. Yeah. I thought I was thinking about the bear. Lotso hugging. I don't know where I got Lotso and Luxor.
Luxo,
whatever.
not Lotso.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
So do we have... Cool.
Do
we have confirmation that this was Iago from Under New Management?
He looks like it.
I guarantee you,
and that's the only other animatronic that they have for the last 30 years that they haven't reused yet.
I guarantee you 100% that it's based on the body proportions, but that thing ain't Iago because that is not Iago.
It's not the same, but I bet it's based off the same design.
He moves so fluidly. Well, I mean, it's a good AA. Well, it's a really good AA.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, also, it doesn't have any of the movement that Iago had. So what they did was they saved like the $50,000 or $100,000 it cost to do the engineering work on the body work and the infrastructure for it, and they just said, "Hey, use this." They put a new exterior on it and some new internals, and they're done.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same exact thing as like having all the presidents of the United States being Pirates of the Caribbean or Spaceship Earth or World of Motion. Same thing. No big deal.
Love it.
So, Misadventure Falls, it looks cute. That's my final roundup. Yeah.
It looks a little boring to me, but it looks fun. So.
I mean, it's a family raft ride.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. And it's a video. It's a video, so...
Yeah, and that's true too. If you're with your friends on a water park day, that makes a big difference in sitting at your home.
If you're with your friends and you've had a few drinks, and
this can be said about a lot of things, but I think the concept art oversold it.
Yeah,
definitely.
Well, it's easier to draw concept art for something like that than it is to do the actual ride.
Yeah.
You can paint a pretty tropical picture.
Between that and the hype online about it,
I saw.
I only saw false hype.
What? I've never seen any hype for this ride.
I have. Yeah.
I've not seen hype for some excitement saying, "Oh, this will be cool," but not like Seven Dwarfs Mine Train hype versus.
Oh no!
Oh well.
No. No, I'm not saying that.
I mean, they're the usual idiots who are like, "Oh, this proves Volcano Bay is gonna suck, Soars." But I mean, they're idiots, so whatever, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go actually to Volcano Bay. We're gonna skip over a little quick here and talk about Volcano Bay real quick. More of the scaffolding has come down on the volcano Krakatoa. It looks pretty awesome. Way more scenic elements, along with landscaping has been installed. They're really building up everything. Orlando United, soon to be inside Universal, has leaked some of the photos for the buses they're going to be using for transportation.
They're neat looking.
Yeah, so I'm super excited about it. Something I saw today that I want to talk to you guys about real quick was after you guys get inside the park, they're actually going to do a quick S-bend, and then you kind of do a walk up right to the volcano, sort of like a miniature Diagon Alley sort of thing going on.
Just a way to make head choppers.
More like just like you'll walk into the park and you just see a bunch of lush tropics around you, and then you kind of emerge around the corner, and then there's the volcano right in front of you.
Boom! Photo op.
Yeah.
So
would you like your picture taken?
Or sort of like the Tree of Life. If the Tree of Life was like 700 feet closer than it is, in Animal Kingdom, if that makes sense.
It's a photo. It's a photo op for them to take your picture. And you pay for it.
Yep. So, a bunch of slides are testing. Everything's coming down. So, it's really a weekly progression by now. It's really fascinating to see. It's coming together really well. They're coming in real hot though. I gotta tell you that right now.
They'll be fine.
Also, Matt shared in our group chat with us the Volcano Bay preparation video, like the sales video, number 3 or whatever, with all that new concept art and stuff. Mm-hmm. Remember that? So a bunch of new concept art looking at some of the bridges being animal-themed, and a bunch of other cool stuff like that. The guy stuffing the shark in the locker. Another one.
Yeah, that was funny.
that was pretty good. One. So I guess what are you guys' thoughts of Volcano Bay right now? I'm
excited. Definitely doing it in the fall during Horror Nights weekend, as long as we don't get normal Horror Nights monsoons.
I feel like that's our best bet.
Yeah,
Nick?
I assume summer's going to be full.
I just don't have any other time to go at this point.
Yeah.
I've tempered my expectations because I fully don't expect to get into it this year.
Okay, fair.
There is a possibility where that could go down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that possibility, and I hope that possibility works out. Because that would be amazing, but
No, I mean more like there's a possibility that it's just packed full of people the entire year.
Oh yeah, and that's what I'm afraid is going to happen.
Or they do good and go, we're only handing out 15,000 tapoos or whatever the number is, and then go, nope, we're at capacity that day.
Yeah,
you can get a reservation a week out for it, and you basically don't let locals go unless they want a day ticket. That's a way to keep it down.
That's what they're doing, but they're not even offering day tickets yet, are they? Don't you have?
No, I don't think they've sold anyone a ticket yet. I wouldn't be surprised if they only made it.
They have sold the 4-day pass thing.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can get a ticket at this point.
Is by a 4-day Universal pass
I think
with
it's
a hotel room.
4 or a 3-day ticket?
Something like that, yeah.
4 and 3 days, but not
you
2
can't just
or 1 days.
Yeah. And supposedly they are full for a prolonged period this summer already from those ticket sales. So
we'll see. Exciting.
Yep, exactly. And who knows when I'll be there, because life is fun. So, continuing on to awesome things opening, or interesting things this summer, let's talk about Pandora. They just did a massive sort of reveal last week with the View. The View was in Disney World, and then they kind of went, hey, we should also talk about the food on the Chew, I guess. And then they also did a Nightline special or something. So the Chew reviewed Pongu Pongu, which is a pineapple cream cheese spring roll, which sound really good, but look incredibly unappetizing. Because they kind of just look like brown mushes, like brownish gray mushes, but they sound really good. And then they showed a bunch of video of Whoopi Goldberg in the land and a bunch of new photos and video. Some really breathtaking and beautiful stuff. The real question is, like, how much of that are you actually going to see, as opposed to, like, walking around the land normally, and then and also things like the rides. So, so Sean's making the mouth noises. So let's let Sean lead off real quick. Sean, what are you thinking?
Avatar looks so disappointing. Like, I was really planning on going down next time I go down and like going to Animal Kingdom and seeing it, and now I have absolutely no desire. I don't give a shit.
Why?
I don't care. The bench, the bench that is the main ride.
The cubicle.
Come on, are you fucking kidding me?
That's bad.
Like,
it's bad, y'all.
Please don't call it a bench. Call it a pew.
It's a
not a pew. Pews are peaceful. Like, this is a pew if a pew had mission space sides.
It's a goddamn bench.
It's like a oh god, man, you could have made it so cool, Disney. Why did you do this?
And then the boat ride, which I was more excited about, like, overall, just looks like a relatively better Finding Nemo ride.
And the worst part is it's musical.
Wait, what?
It's a musical.
What?
I cannot.
Are people singing?
I literally cannot shit you enough. I've heard from several people it's a musical.
Oh God!
So silly. We really.
I hope the main song is "We Are One." We
spent $1.5 billion on this.
Just $1 billion. Just $1 billion, please.
Ugh. Cars Land was like what, $600 million, and Cars Land is cool. It's kitschy.
Cars Land looks way better than this, mostly because Radiator Springs Racers is an actual ride.
And it's fun.
Yes.
And so what if the story's silly,
also,
where you have to go through the town, then you go on a car, go through the town.
But
this one, you're going to go to this real place and then have to get locked in an avatar machine to ride a Banshee.
So I'll defend this a little bit by saying Cars Land did open like 7 to 6 years ago. So I think it opened 6 years ago. So I mean,
New Orleans Square opened 52 years ago.
I know. I'm saying by that.
16 years ago.
I'm talking about mostly on a monetary level.
Oh, like, you think inflation's inflated that much in 4 years?
No, but construction costs have, especially as Disney's advanced their engineering capabilities.
Hey Joe,
especially
construction costs are down, buddy.
And it's also cheaper to build in Florida than it is in California.
That is very true.
Steel's down.
It is true to it is cheaper to build in Florida. What I'm trying to say though is that also, like, hey, you're building in the recession in California.
They overspent.
I'm not defending them. I'm not saying they didn't overspend. Like, trust me. Who wrote the several hundred word essay on Orlando United about how they built this land based on Harry Potter expectations, and they're never going to get that.
Oh God, no!
And how this one land costs more than both Harry Potter lands combined, and
That's true.
And they will not make anywhere a dime near the same amount of money that Butterbeer makes on everything.
Yeah.
I guarantee you this right now. They will not make as much money on every single thing in that land, whether it be merch, drinks, or food, or even on-ride videos that Harry Potter World makes on, the Wizarding World Harry Potter makes on Butterbeer alone. I'll say that right now.
And I don't think this is a driver to get people to go on vacation.
No.
This is just to increase capacity for the resort.
That's a problem. I think that was their initial plan. Was, hey,
increase capacity or get people to Florida?
Get people to Florida. Like, hey, this is a big new thing.
Yeah.
And this was the gut. This was, again, I cannot say this enough. Universal did a preparation for Avatar for James Cameron, and he said, I wanted a land, and he walked away when they said no. And then Disney thought that this was Universal screwing up like they did to Harry Potter, and swooped in and said, yes, we'll do whatever you want.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Yeah. It's just a crappy bet, because they didn't ask anybody our age.
And I cannot recommend this enough. And also remember, when they bought this, when were the last 3 movies supposed to come out?
I think the last one was supposed to come out like this year or next year or something.
The end of this year.
Yeah.
Now they're not coming out until 2019 now?
At least.
He clearly did his submarine movie, and now he's just worked on this for 4 years.
No.
The dude does whatever he wants.
But he says he's barely worked on this, by the way, if it's taken him 4 or 5 years, because I remember seeing a quote from
he's James Cameron. He doesn't have to. He can just say he's going to do something.
I think
here's money. Yeah. Here's money.
So I'm
gonna do it. Here's your check.
I think it was Attractions Magazine or someone like that.
Excuse me.
No, you're fine. Tweeted out recently. Actually, they didn't tweet out recently. They had a tweet from years ago that Jason, what's his face from? He used to be from the Atlanta Sentinel. Remember?
Okay. Jason
Garcia.
Yeah, Jason Garcia. Garcia used to tweet. Yeah, he tweeted out from like 4 or 5 years ago of saying, oh yeah, it's delayed a little bit, but it's opening in 2015, and it's delayed 2 years after that, and it costs $1 billion now, and all those movies aren't opening, and no one gives a fuck anymore. And it's
it has to anchor half the resort, or a quarter. Oh, sorry, it has to anchor an eighth of all the theme parks at Disney World. It's an eighth. It is legitimately half of Animal Kingdom, and it has to anchor an eighth of the people going down there.
So the other
if you're down there for 8 days, you have to spend an entire day at Avatar Land.
So and also a big problem with it is people are like, oh well, if it doesn't do well, Disney makes a bunch of money. Who cares? It's like, wait, remember? Do you know what else didn't do very well, and Disney still made a bunch of money with a bunch of good movies? That was called Disneyland Paris. And do we have Tomorrowland 2055 right now? No, we do not. So it's one of those things where people are really super excited about all this new Epcot stuff opening. But guess what? I guarantee you when Pandora kind of goes, it's going to be really good. I bet you it's going to do really well for the first 2 months.
Yeah. It's opening in the summer. It's going to be fine this summer.
No, but even then, it's going to be people are going to be like, wow, it's just like Harry Potter. People are waiting to get in. And then it's going to be the usual.
Oh, no, that's not going to happen.
No.
They made it bigger.
They're going to make...
they'll have fast passes. It's apples and oranges.
There will be people waiting to get in it in the morning and at night, and those people will be the same... No. It'll be the Disney bloggers to get all their info.
But that's only 40 people.
Yeah, that's 60 people, Joe.
And that'll happen for a month, and that's it. That's it. That's all that'll happen, and they won't get anything else.
Increased capacity for the resort. But it's not going to get people down there. It's going to be one more thing for people to do so they're not clogged up in Magic Kingdom or World Showcase at night. That's all that this is going to be now.
And they've already canceled the Hollywood Studios nighttime stuff for the summer, so there you go.
Yeah. They're going to funnel people into there just on
studios even more.
Yeah.
This is what's going to happen. People are going to go to the studios from opening until 2:00, and then go to Animal Kingdom until close.
Yep.
Animal Kingdom's going to be slammed at night.
Yeah.
Yep.
The only thing that might keep people in the studios is the Star Wars fireworks.
But if they might purposely not run them.
So
if they don't run
not run Star Wars or Illuminations just to funnel people into that at night.
Illuminations is going to run
they'll
every
run
night.
Illuminations.
They'll cancel Magic Kingdom fireworks.
Not running the Star Wars fireworks.
I see them not running the Magic Kingdom fireworks before Illuminations.
The new show.
Yeah, even the new show. So but here's the problem: is Disney World is still now a 4-day park, resort, while Universal has now become a 2-day.
2.5. 3-day.
Okay. Very good point. With Volcano Bay,
Studios and Harry Potter, they're 3 parks.
Sorry, Nick. Continue.
I was gonna say, if you go to Universal and you want to go to Volcano Bay, it's a guaranteed 3 to 4 day stay now because you have to buy that ticket at this point to go to Volcano Bay.
Yeah, which means you won't have any money to go to Disney World.
Yeah, and if you're going ahead and buying a 2-day ticket, it's not that much more for the 3 or 4 day pass. So
looking at that, Epcot gets the hit.
Yep. Oh yeah, Epcot's going to take a hit. Studios is going to take a hit. Magic Kingdom will be fine.
Oh yeah, well.
Can we pivot into what's really important and scary about them opening this new big land and us going, what's the next new big land they're opening? Not next year, but the year after that.
Star
2019
Wars?
at the studios.
Star
Wars might be meh, guys.
No,
that was my first thought.
And a boat ride, and that's it.
When I saw that goddamn ride system for Avatar, I was like, I don't know. I'm not feeling as good as I did about Star Wars.
Yeah.
I still feel more confident.
What did I say? I said in the chat, there was nothing wrong with making Soarin' over Pandora and Soarin' in the Millennium Falcon. Like, rep that ride, man. Soarin's fun. But everybody can ride it. You can change the film. Like, literally do the same thing in 3 different parks. That's not an issue. And they could have done that, but instead they did this, like, weird... I still don't know in the Soarin' over Pandora ride, is the screen directly in front of you, like 18 inches, or is it out in front, like IMAX theater, like Soarin'?
With the Flight of Passage, though, you need to remember, like, you do, like, there's a fake wall that drops, and you do go out, and you are in that IMAX, like, screen, like Soarin'.
So it's not purely mission space.
No, it is not like that at all.
Starts out like it.
You start out like that, but then it drops, and you go out, and it is way more of a thorough ride. And that's one of the reasons why they had that boat ride, is because this is way more of a thorough ride. So I think we are definitely... So I, as someone who is so pessimistic on Avatar, you can't even imagine. I really do think we are underselling Flight of Passage right now.
I'll believe when I see it.
I mean, I totally agree with you. I'm saying I think it will be better than what a lot of people are expecting based on what they saw. Not much, but I'm just saying.
I think the whole thing's going to be fine. It's going to be beautiful at night. I mean,
I don't think anyone's going to fuck
Nick,
about that.
Nick, are you going to crank up the car and go to Disney World with your family this summer?
Probably, but not for that reason.
Crank up the Studebaker.
We want to get a baby picture with Mickey Mouse with Amelia. It's just because we're Disney nerds like that. So.
Well, I mean, of course.
Well,
I mean,
that's adorable. But my point was, you're not going to go to Disney World / Orlando just because, hey, the Flight of Passage sounded cool. Unlike Cars Land, unlike Star Wars, unlike actual fun things. Unlike, we went down for Kong and Diagon.
Unlike fun things.
Fun things.
So, also talking about Avatar real quick. Have you guys seen the ads nationally on television yet?
No, I don't have any kind of TV,
there you go.
Though.
So
I've gotten them on. I've gotten them on targeted internet things.
So we were, my best friend and I were cruising around Pittsburgh doing a brewery tour, and we were watching the World whatever baseball? Yeah.
Yep.
No, World Baseball Classic.
Yeah, the World Baseball Classic. There we go. And it was on ESPN or everything, so we saw it like a bunch of times, and it was just like absolutely no reaction.
It's been on the morning shows too.
Yeah, it's just been a real dud. It's been a real dud.
You know what else has played a lot on the Today Show? The "I finally grown up, take me to Universal" commercial.
So those commercials.
That's a fantastic ad.
Where she turns around.
Those are amazing.
Turns around in the princess dress, and then she's wearing the Potter cloaks.
Yeah.
So
this is great.
That's a real shot across the bow. I don't think Universal's ever done before.
Oh no, they have.
Yeah, they have.
They have.
No.
They have.
But it hasn't landed. That's
because
point.
they were at the time like falling apart.
Or
all they had was the fire at Jaws.
Or people didn't understand that, hey, this was just like this is a new park, not just a new ride.
That's also their own fault. But
but here's the point. What I'm trying to say is like Universal's always been incumbents by their own advertisements, and they've done a really good ad.
Inhibited.
A really good kind of inhibited. Thank you. They've done a really good ad that people resonate with, that really gets their point across. That, hey, we are for, like, over 12-year-olds.
Yeah. Well, this is the best one they've ever done. And it helps that they're actually a way better product now than they were, 10 years ago.
I would argue that this and their adult vacation one are the 2 best ads they've ever done. I'll show that to
Yeah.
people, and they're like, "Yeah, let's go to Universal. That sounds awesome."
Yeah.
Volcano Bay. Let's go to there. Let's go to Cabana Bay. Let's go to City Walk. Let's go see Blue Man. Let's go get Vivo. Let's go to Harry Potter. You know, all that stuff.
Fun
Who
stuff.
actually says that they want to go see Blue Man?
Me.
Joe does.
I do.
Okay. Nervous about Star Wars Land because Pandora seems so meh.
No, I'm not. Not at all.
They're
Star
just
Wars Land will be fine. Disney has done an impeccable job of making Star Wars relevant again, especially with children.
Remember,
they will be fine.
Oh, Star Wars. Yeah, Star Wars.
Remember, they changed all of Star Wars Land after they saw Diagon Alley.
Mhm.
I have no issues with Star Wars Land right now.
It's going to be good.
I mean, I want to be excited for Star Wars, but right now I'm just gonna keep the expectations low.
Did y'all see the frames for the 2 AT-ATs that they have in the? Yeah.
Oh, I did see that. That was so cool. That was the Disneyland one, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're getting the same shit, but that was
it'll be the same
Disneyland.
thing.
Yeah, considering the fact that Star Wars Land will cost twice as much as Diagon Alley did, is still like the Disney tax, but whatever. So
I don't give a shit as long as it's good. It's not my money.
Exactly.
okay, so and then we go back into my description again of saying, hey, who gives a shit? It's not my money. Disneyland Paris costs a lot of money, but they didn't get their money back, so all this great stuff is canceled. Which is why,
if shit gets canceled, then I care. I'll care. But right now, Star Wars isn't going to get canceled.
Star Wars is full steam ahead, even if Avatar
I'm talking about the
flops.
future stuff.
Yeah, well,
We don't know what's coming next.
I still got Nintendo coming. That's all I care about.
Well,
that's
great.
gonna-
That's not Disney.
Yeah, well, I'm not beholden to Disney, so.
Which is great.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying from a pure, I don't care what Disney spends because they got a bunch of money, is like it's just a really terrible argument, and I'm trying to defeat that as much as I can, so my apologies.
Whatever.
Basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to hold on my shield, wait for the blue spark from the Guardian, and just like parry it back is basically what's happening right now. So,
Avatar's going to cost Epcot its expansion.
Pretty much.
That's what Joe's saying.
Pretty much.
Expansion? Can you really expand something that's just a shell? Wouldn't you want
It's
to
rejuvenation.
expand, not expand?
How about it's getting a Dolly Parton makeover?
Oh, I would love that.
Epcot's
Imagine Journey
getting
into
way bigger
Imagination
boobs.
with
That's what's
Dolly.
You know, okay. So we're not doing any Dolly Parton stories right now.
I am going to go to Dollywood.
Dolly Parton.
Yeah,
I'm
so
going to Dollywood this spring
yeah, I want to go to Dollywood. I need to go to Dollywood
in April. I'll be there.
When are you coming up to Kings Island for Mystic Timbers?
First weekend in May.
Okay, tell me when. We'll be there. Anyway, sorry.
10-4.
So, also, by the way, if you want to throw me some money, donate money to me. I'll link it in the thing for. I'm doing the Mystic Timbers, opening ceremony thing. No, it's
You are? The charity thing?
the charity thing. I'm in the top 10 right now. So
That's exciting.
I'm gonna write it that
Forever?
night. Yeah, it's also the day before Mystery Science Theater 3000 debuts on Netflix.
So have you
So I'm very
have you got a
confused.
chiropractor appointment for the following day?
No, Mystic Timber's going to be smooth, Nick.
Oh, yeah,
It's
that's
still
gonna be-
you cannot ride a roller coaster repeatedly over and over with not having.
That's gonna be a
Joe,
good
you're
ride.
pushing 30.
Man.
Joe, you're
That's good.
pushing 30, man. You're gonna be
Anyway.
hurt.
Bomb.
Anyway, Sean,
Yo,
let's talk about something different. So,
Yeah.
Sean, you went to the Jurassic World exhibit.
I did. Yeah, it's at the Franklyn Institute in Philly, and me and my sister went last night.
So, do you want to explain how everything went and talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, it's actually really cool. So because it's a special exhibit, you can go after. You can buy a ticket just for the Jurassic World exhibit and go after hours. And
The
because the
dinosaurs
rest of
come alive.
yeah, well, I mean, they're animatronics, but so the rest of the Franklyn Institute was closed. We ended up, I think we got a Groupon and paid $15 for our tickets. And so you walk up and you go into the pre-show. It has a pre-show, and you're supposed to be on the boat going to Jurassic World. And the girl who's your tour guide is on the screen talking to you about, the park and all that kind of stuff. and then they do like the Welcome to Jurassic World. I think the front wall of the boat opens up, and the arch is there, and all that kind of stuff, and the music's playing. Then it's just like the ride. You walk in, and the first thing that you see is a big long-necked dinosaur. The animatronic is way better, but
Hadrosaurs?
No, the long neck's the first one.
Okay.
The brachiosaur or whatever. Mm-hmm. So, and like each animatronic has like, you know, information about what the dinosaur was actually like and all that kind of stuff. And there's a video playing that explains different facts about the dinosaurs. So yeah, the first room is the brachiosaur and the hadrosaur. That bastard hadrosaur didn't get me killed this time, but I was on to him. So then you go around the corner and you're in like supposed to be in like the petting zoo from the movie. And there's like a baby. It's not a triceratops, but you know, whatever. It's a triceratops type dinosaur. I don't remember what it was actually called. So it was the baby and the mother, and the mother was humongous. It was like bigger than, you know, the triceratops they used to have at islands. Mm-hmm. It's even bigger than that one. And all the animatronics are done by the people who do like the Walking with Dinosaurs and How to Train Your Dragon arena shows and all that kind of stuff. So in the petting zoo one, it's cool. They have like a fake food dispenser, like with a quarter. You could put you know, where you would, if the park was rude, you put a quarter in and get like the food to feed like the baby animal, and the two A's like freak out. They're like, "Oh shit, T-Rex, run away!" Mm-hmm. They like rear up and stuff. It's really cool. So then you walked into the like creation lab where they have like all the amber and there's like baby dinosaurs and eggs and stuff like that. Kind of similar to the visitor center in Islands of Adventure, but better, like better animatronics and stuff like that. And then you can like create your own Indominus Rex and stuff like that and get an email to you, and then you wait in line for the raptor encounter. The raptor encounter was new for North America. It wasn't in the other places that the exhibit's been. And you go in, and it's like the cage from the movie, and there's like a Musion effect up above in the cage of, it's not Chris Pratt, but it's supposed to be Chris Pratt's character, doing the commands and stuff like that. And then someone in like the IOA type. It's a better looking one than the raptor costume at Islands. Like it has more realistic like features and stuff like that because it doesn't have to go out in the rain or, you know, be outside or anything like that. Comes out and like, you know, does a little show with the guy above you. Like that one can like blink and open its eyes and stuff like that. It's a bit more articulated than the Islands of Adventure one. Mm-hmm. After that, you go out and there's like there's a few smaller exhibits about like the T-Rex and some dinosaur bones and stuff like that. And then you walk into the T-Rex pen. And the T-Rex is incredible. Like it's the best animatronic I've ever seen. And it's right up close to you. She walks out, does a little roar. There's like the truck with the goat in the back. Mm-hmm. And she like walks up to it and like hits the truck a couple times and like the truck kind of tips over and then she gets lured out by in the movie when they light the flare to get her out of the pen. The same thing happens. Mm-hmm. So like I forgot to say, like the videos at each station where the animatronics are in the background, like so you're there the day that the movie happens, basically. So like in the background you hear like we have an asset out of containment and all that kind of stuff. So like the Indominus is escaping while you're doing all these things. So yeah, we watched like the T-Rex cycle like 2 or 3 times just because it was so really like it was awesome. That animatronic is probably the best animatronic I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
And then you walked out of there, and there was a Stegosaurus. You were supposed to be in like the queue for like the gyrosphere. Mm-hmm. And there's a Stegosaurus there, and like the video is talking about the Stegosaurus, and then you start to hear like the helicopters going after the Indominus, and all of a sudden the Stegosaurus starts to freak out, and like the video turns off, and over like behind the Stegosaurus there's like a fallen log, and all of a sudden over it the Indominus Rex pops out, like no warning whatsoever, and he's like roaring and stuff like that. So then you walk underneath that log, and he's like sniffing the log for you, and like he gets really close.
And that's an audio animatronic?
Yeah. Wow. We're all animatronics. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. The Indominus and the T-Rex both are like incredible animatronics. But the way they have the Indominus set up, where he like pops out over the log, and then when you're in the log, he's like on the other side, like looking in and like sniffing and stuff like that. It's really cool. And then that's the end. And then there's like that's the end of like the animatronic portion. And then there's some smaller exhibits at the end. But yeah, it's really cool. I think I would have preferred to go when the rest of the museum was open, but it just didn't work out with timing with my sister. But like for the $15 we paid, I think it was worth it. It was like, it took us like an hour and a half to get through it. So it was like, paying for a movie, but with giant animatronics. Mm-hmm. And then, but like during the day, if you want to see that with the rest of the museum, I think it's like $35. So it's definitely worth it. But
that's not bad.
No, I really liked it. I thought it was really cool. It was really well done. For being a traveling museum, exhibit, it's exceptionally, well staged and well put together, and the animatronics are really good. And I would recommend if it, it's supposed to be traveling. I know it leaves Philly at the end of next month, and it's supposed to be traveling around North America. So if it comes around you guys, I would definitely recommend checking it out. I had a lot of fun, and my sister did too. So
cool.
Yeah.
Neat. Any questions for Sean?
No, that sounds fun. I would definitely go to that if I came to Atlanta.
So what's it called again? Yeah. Jurassic?
It's Jurassic World the Exhibition.
So as everyone can hear, on my side of things, is Sean.
Right now.
Yeah, as everyone's audio sounds like crap, is because I'm Googling it right now. So, so like everyone's like sounding like right now. So I'm just checking right now.
All I see is that the Franklyn. Oh wait, here we go. Never mind.
Yeah, Franklyn Institute, videos, games, events. Let's see what's at events. Learn more. So it looks like we got. Oh, this is terrible. See, I'm trying to figure out what's going on right now. I'm trying to be a proactive member of the society, and it's hard to find out this information. So I guess it's just at the. Franklyn Institute right now, or does anyone have any more information?
That's all I see.
I guess.
I guess that's so keep an eye out for that, I guess. I
thought it was supposed to like go other places, but
I mean it makes sense, why wouldn't it? But
yeah.
And if it was, why would they pick Philly for the one stop for it? Like, no offense to Philly, but you'd think they'd put it in like LA or something.
I mean, Philly's pretty awesome, but I mean, like,
don't get me wrong, Philly's amazing, but like for number of people, you'd figure you'd send it to like New York or LA or something like that,
or even like a Smithsonian or something.
Yeah,
like if you're only going to do it at one spot, that's like the 3 places.
I assume it's going to go somewhere else, but I don't know. Maybe it's not.
Shanghai?
Maybe this is the end of it. I think this may be the end of the line. That's the thing.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, if I was Universal, I'd somehow buy those animatronics and use them somewhere. Well, because they're incredible.
We're just giving a hint. We're just giving a slight hint. So, actually, I think we're going to end a little early right now. If that sounds pretty good for
by
everyone.
A minute?
By 11 minutes, because actually we're at 50 minutes right now. So,
awesome.
So I'm going to, Nick.
Yeah.
Nick, you have to go because it's like 8:59 right now, so we'll get you out real quick.
Well, I'm okay, I think, now. She seems pretty happy at the moment, so.
Okay. So, Nick, where can we find you out online at?
It's at Parkscope Nick on the Twitters.
Cool. Lane, where can we find you at?
At Parkscope Lane on the Twitters. Sean,
does anyone want to find you on Twitter anymore? Or?
They can if they want. I'm just doing theme park and video games now. But yes, Huckle, Sean, spell out comma.
Okay, there you go.
And I will announce when I'm going to be in regional parks in the next few months if people want to meet up for snacks.
Are you coming this way at all?
No, not scheduled, but I would like to at some point. I would like to come to Hershey.
Hershey.
Am I going to be in? I'm going to power through to Williamsburg this year.
Ooh,
that's halfway
yes.
there. Because they have a new Woody. Kings Island's got a new Woody. I'm going to go to Carowinds and Hollywood anyways.
Might be able to swing a Williamsburg trip.
Yeah, it's
I can't believe I missed that on Busch Gardens Williamsburg last year.
You can still go.
Man.
Well, last year we were there. Like, I literally was in Williamsburg, but Jennifer had just had her surgery, so she couldn't ride any roller coasters.
It wasn't worth going to a park where you just drink and ride roller coasters.
Yeah, exactly.
Lane, let me know when you're doing that, because I might be able to swing that.
I will pass that around, but Parkscope people are listeners. I will let you know when that's occurring, because we can get out there and do regional park stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because it seems like we get to that more than we get to Orlando these days.
Yeah, things happen. So also drop me a line at Parkscope Joe. On Twitter, you can drop us all a line at parkscope.net. Send us emails at parkscopeblog@gmail.com. Leave us a good review. We haven't had any reviews in a while, I think. So
no, we haven't.
Read Jeff and Alan's articles.
Yeah, Jeff just posted a new article on the basically it's the Atlantis experience that was supposed to come to Disneyland in their old submarine voyage.
There
was a sign and everything.
That was a whole thing, and he details it all, and it's fantastic.
I mean this in the highest praise possible. Jeff's most recent article and a lot of his stuff is as good as reading early 2000s Jim Hill. Like, it's fun, and he weaves story, and it's clearly on that we all grew up loving.
And Al Lutz and all that stuff. It's the best.
It has the heart of that. So if you like that stuff, go read his stuff.
Yeah. And I know currently what the number one unbuilt attraction is by Disney. I won't tell you what it is.
What scale?
We drank tiki drinks at Porco, as one does, and we had a discussion about the number one unbuilt attraction by Disney on his rankings.
On his rankings.
On his rankings, and I'm going to tell you right now, it's not in North America.
Ooh. So is it Main Street in Paris?
I'm just gonna leave that be. I'll tell you guys after we stop recording.
That's a good tease.
It's really good.
Main Street in Paris.
He's working on it, so it's really good. Also, Alan's doing some really good stuff. He's also doing his podcast, but he's like, it's on a temporary hiatus because he was doing a bunch of traveling. But he's coming back and he's doing more industry interviews, and it's super cool. So if you have seen or listened to those articles yet, definitely check them out because it's really, really good stuff. Super happy about that. Also, something I forgot to mention: Melt is coming to Cedar Point.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes.
They're opening
something Joe dreamed up 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Is now a reality.
They're opening a full restaurant and bar. So it's not just going to be like this takeout place like they have in Cedar Point, in Jacobs Field, but it's going to be like a full restaurant with like craft beer bar and a full bar menu.
Nice.
So you'll be able to get like craft beer and liquor.
Do you want to close
stuff like that?
I got one more news story to close it out on.
Sure thing, Lane.
They're making. I got an email because I'm doing the Flying Pig half marathon in Cincinnati in May, and they are doing green Skyline chili mac for St. Patrick's Day.
Well,
if you want to know the grossest thing I've ever heard, green spaghetti mac Skyline chili.
Have you ever had Skyline? Oh, you've had Skyline Lane.
It's fine, but it would be even grosser green.
Yeah, that's literally that's vomit. I'm sorry.
All right, let's close this out.
Yep. Everybody have your green grits and your green beer on Friday.
Yeah.
Yep, Lane or Sean or...
Love everybody. Hate everything.
Kungaloosh.
Kungaloosh.